Hey friend, welcome to the Badass is the New Black podcast, where our motto is done is better than perfect. I'm Chrissy Chin, here on a mission to help you grow your business online, turn your leads into lifelong customers, and scale to six figures and beyond so you can work less and enjoy and earn a whole lot more. Most importantly, I'm a laid-back wife, a mom, a friend who started as a peds nurse turned network marketer, and now a serial entrepreneur. This podcast is for ambitious people with an idea, a vision, but no idea how to get there. On this podcast, I'll give actionable steps to keep you moving forward while you learn new business strategies, better systems and processes, marketing, sales, all the things you need to build and scale a blissful business that keeps your pocketbooks growing. Grab a beverage, open up your notes app, and let's get to it. What's up? Welcome back to the Badass is the New Black podcast. I'm your host, Chrissy Chin, and we're going to talk about how attending a small, intimate networking event can grow your leads by the thousands. So really, bigger isn't always better. When you're part of something that's small and intimate, like a little community, maybe you're at like an in-person gathering at a coffee shop, right? Like that's much smaller than attending a giant conference. You get to go deeper with the people there. And going deep really allows you to learn things about one another, which will help you connect in a more intimate way so that you can serve each other better. So whenever I attend a big event, I always try to even find ways to create a smaller, intimate atmosphere and setting within that large event if I'm attending a conference or something. So recently this spring, I went to the Kajabi Hero Live event where there's hundreds of people. Maybe there were thousands of people. I'm really bad at gauging that thing. I'm the person that goes to the football stadium and is like, oh yeah, there's like 20,000 people. And someone's like, the stadium can hold 120,000. Anyway, bad at gauging that. But with this larger event, I jumped at the chance to get into more intimate settings with a smaller group of people. So I was invited to a dinner with 7 amazing women, and I only knew 3 of those women. So there was a few more that I didn't know. And I really got to learn so much about these women and their stories, and where they got to, how they got to where they are, which was, just the start of a great relationship moving forward. We got to talk about work in that setting, but we also got to talk about non-work and things that we were able to connect about. I learned that Maya Nicole, a famous IG growth expert who was sitting next to me, that she loves wake surfing just like me. And so we bonded over that. And I found out that she was in network marketing before, which we bonded over that too. We have that background, that commonality. And really, had I not gone into this more intimate setting at this conference, I never would have learned that about her, which later on turned into a collaboration with her coming in and becoming a part of the Access to the Experts and doing an IG sales training, which was phenomenal, by the way. I'll put the link in the show notes because you can get access to the replay and the slide deck. But really, that's the whole point, is like going to these large events and creating this intimate setting within them to just get to know people on a deeper level. One of the other nights at the conference, I spent the evening in a hot tub at the hotel with 2 women, and through listening and talking about just life in general, the idea of an example came to my mind for what I wanted to put in the book that I'm launching later this year. And so it was just like in that moment that I just got something from just listening to what they were talking about and what they were saying and asking questions, that I was inspired by something else. I went to lunch with one person on one of those days, so I got as intimate as one-on-one, and we got to dive deeper into their offer. We had talked about a collaboration. I was still kind of like, I don't know, like, is my audience the best audience for them? Is this going to be a good partnership? And so we got to go one-on-one, and I got to really ask some questions and learn about him some more. And now it's turning into just this really awesome partnership, affiliate or collaboration, where I get to promote his contract templates. And they're super affordable, and it's just working out very nicely. And so it was nice to get that intimate experience to dive deeper and connect more to see if it was really going to be a fit or not. It was, in these small, intimate moments that I really got to know these people, and I'll continue to connect with and collaborate with moving forward. I'm being a lot more proactive this year about doing what it takes to insert myself into even local networking communities. So I don't have to travel as far, right? But I can, on the regular, get with people that are like-minded and can inspire me and teach me, that I can connect with. So there's a local group here in Atlanta called We Women Entrepreneurs. Shout out to Braden and Sarah who started that community, and they have little pockets kind of all over. But they run that group and they meet once a month for 2 hours at maybe a local, typically someone that's like a local entrepreneurship, somewhat like we've done it at a smoothie shop. So we were featuring the women's smoothie shop, and we all got to network there. Okay, so the fact that it's a smaller group, it could be anywhere from 10 people, maybe 20 people at this meetup, makes it so that we really get to learn about each other there. We get to talk to more than just one person. And this meetup, me attending this meetup multiple months in a row, led to me being able to extend the invite for our first one-day retreat that we did in June. And we have 21 people at that retreat. And it was so magical just for this longer, extended, deeper connection. And in fact, Gabrielle, who attended, owner of Cacao Wisdom, she's running the cacao ceremony at our next one-day retreat. I'll give you some more information on that towards the end. But she said she connected with and has continued to talk to and collaborate with at least 10 women that were at the retreat that we hosted. And so how magical is that she got this extended time to be with someone, not just a half an hour. We spent all day, and then she was able to take that intimate setting and continue the conversation and collaborate, which is super exciting. I'm even attending a fall equinox event with her and another one of the girls, Sierra, from that networking event where they met there at our retreat, and they're doing a collaborative event that I'm attending. So it's just kind of this magical experience. And when you get yourself there and you insert yourself and you're open to what can happen, really how it can just transform things that you had no idea was going to transform, or come up with ideas and things to do that you had never thought were going to happen. You also can make really amazing connections from non-work networking. So in 2017, I attended one of my best friends here, her bachelorette party, and I had to get on a plane, I had to take a train, and I had to take a boat to get there. Yes, I'm not even lying. Literally a plane, a train, and a boat. And I had a new baby at the time, so I was nursing, so I had to, coordinate all of that with childcare at home. I had to pump and dump. I had to bring my whole pump. I had to take breaks and do all this, but I was willing to put in the effort. It took a lot for me and my family to be able to go, but I wanted to be there. I wanted to be there to support her. I wanted to be able to participate. And at the bachelorette party, I connected with one of the people there, and we stayed in touch. And 2 years later, in 2019, we decided to collaborate and host a virtual summit together, which was in 2020. And I grew my email list by 3,000 people because of that collaboration, a small, intimate gathering, being with someone, being able to connect for a longer period than just 1 hour. And I was able to grow my list by thousands through that collaboration. And I have so many more examples on how both in-person and online communities really have transformed my business and allowed for accelerated growth, and how important it is. But really the common denominator here is that I put in the effort to go to these events where there was going to be a small group of people or a big group that I was going to be able to put myself in scenarios of smaller, intimate groups. And I got to know the people that were there. Instead of focusing on let me see how many people I can tell about my business, I focused on learning more about them and making that my priority. And that's actually one of my best tips when you're at a networking event or really in any social gathering. Make it your mission to ask people questions about them so that you can learn more about them. One of my favorite things to say is just hey, what's been keeping you busy? And they're going to talk to you about what they want to talk to you about. Okay. If they want to talk to you about their kids, they're going to talk about the kids. If they want to talk to you about business, they're going to talk to you about business. So you leave that open for them. And then you can walk away from that. And the whole point and idea is that they've really talked to you more than you've talked. Okay. And people get so concerned about, oh, like I'm going to go to this networking thing. What am I going to say? Especially if you're getting started in your business and it is a business networking, it might feel like, gosh, I don't really have my business off the ground yet. I don't have any success stories to like talk about. And you sort of feel like, you're embarrassed or you're not really sure what to say. And so this whole like flipping this script on like, don't worry about what you have to say and actually try not to say much, like let them say more, kind of can switch from having you be more insecure and quiet to just allowing them, like creating that space for them to open up. And you can get that deeper connection going when you try and do less talking and let them do more and you're just listening. And really, listening is severely underrated. There are people that will leave a conversation where you hardly said anything. You let them do all the talking and then they go rave to people like, oh my gosh, I had the best time talking with Chrissy. I didn't even say anything. But like people love talking about themselves and they love sharing. And so because I gave them the space to do that, they felt welcomed and they felt, heard, right? And so they then go just talk about that further. But remember that bigger isn't always better. Okay, so these small, intimate communities can be great. Or even if you're in a large community, connecting with just 2 or 3 or 4 people can be really magical for your business. This month in August, we're hosting a small, intimate women's retreat, another one on the lake. And we did this in June. I mentioned that before, and it was so much fun that we're making it a full day this time. And we're starting things earlier. We're kicking it off with the cacao ceremony. And then we're having chef prepared lunch and dinner. And the food, by the way, with the images and his reviews, tell me it's going to be delicious. But it's likely going to be a smaller group than last time, which at first I was a little disappointed. I wanted the event to grow, right, and hit our max number of capacity. But I'm actually excited that it's going to be a smaller event probably than last time because we're going to be able to get so intimate and learn so much more about each other and how we can support each other in business, something that may not have gotten done or may not get done if we have a large group and a large gathering. And sometimes it's not easy to get to these things. I totally understand that. The event that we're doing in August is on a Friday. Here in the South, the kids are already back to school. So likely if you have kids, you're going to have to find a sitter for the afternoon or, you're going to have to figure that whole schedule out. But these are the kinds of things that you do if you want to be successful, if you want to immerse yourself in community and have connection. You figure out how to make it work. You call the 10 babysitters, to figure out who's going to be able to pick up your kid, or you coordinate with the neighbor. Can my kids come to your house after the bus till my spouse comes home? Or you call your in-laws to babysit. You do what you can do to attend the events because that's going to make a huge impact on your business. And I'm talking a lot about in-person events, small, intimate networking settings, but really this goes for online communities too. While I think you can overdo it sometimes with communities and be in too many places, stretching yourself too thin and you can't really connect with people, it's important to find a few groups and communities to be a part of, to learn from and network with. And it could be a local networking community. It could be an online community. It could be a community that's a part of your course or your program. So if you're watching on YouTube, share with me what communities you're in or what type of community you're looking to be in and to network with others. The network that you build and create plays a critical role in the success of your business. You 100% cannot build a thriving business in a vacuum by yourself. It's exhausting. It will burn you out. And really, you'll kind of reach this max point and you really can't grow beyond that. So when you get the chance to attend networking meetups for, 2 hours or a day or a weekend retreat, you go. You fly to the conference. You join the program that has a community with it that's filled with people that are on the same journey that you're on. You do what you need to do to say yes and to get there. And then you show up and you make the most of it. You push back the fears of small talk and casual conversation, and you make it your mission to understand more about the people around you. So my action step for you today is to check in with yourself. What are you doing right now to get connected to community? Or what do you have planned over the next few months to be connected to community? To network with people, to get in the room with people that inspire you, that can teach you, and that you can learn from, because you can accelerate the growth of your business with all of that connection and collaboration. And if you're in the area, or willing to drive to the Atlanta area, Gainesville more specifically, on August 25th, you can come attend our Women's Connection Retreat. And you have the option to just come for a day. I think we're going to start at 10 in the morning with the cacao ceremony and go until about 9 at night if you want to stay that long, or we have an option to spend the night. I know some are going to be driving in from a little bit. The investment is going to cover that cacao ceremony. It's going to cover the 2 chef-prepared meals, your gift bag, and I'm also coming up with some really exciting ideas and how to feature the businesses of the women that attend this event to my audience, to the people that listen to this podcast, to my email list of thousands of people, to help you get your name and your business out there. So I'm already brainstorming on that. So whether you're thinking of just starting your own business, or you're a yoga teacher wanting to network and get more students to your classes, or you're a successful course creator looking to expand your network, I don't care what level you are in business, this is going to be an amazing place for you to connect and just get more intimate and dive deeper with some really, really amazing women. So I'm really excited about that. If you want more information on this, or you want to reserve your spot, go to thechrisychin.com/one-day retreat. And that's one spelled out, O-N-E. If you have other women in your network that you think would enjoy this, invite them. We'd love to have them in our space and to meet you and them. So long story short, community and networking is important. It takes an effort to build it and be a part of, but it is 100% worth it. That's it for today. We'll see you next week back here on the podcast or YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you got some value out of this episode, I would love some support. And the best way to do that, so I can keep showering you with loads of actionable tips, is to hit that subscribe button. Leave a review or a comment if you're on YouTube, and share this podcast with a friend. And when you share it with a friend on social, please tag me so I can reshare your share in my stories. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out. I appreciate the heck out of you for showing up. And now it's time for you to take imperfect action so you can work less and enjoy and earn a whole lot more.